The PlayStation 5 was already going to outsell the Xbox Series X significantly, looking for example at the excitement online. Like the tweet for the PlayStation 5 showcase had more than 3 times the amount of likes as the one for the Xbox showcase. And you can find many polls online, like this recent one from Brian Altano, one of the more prominent figures at IGN, that showcased that the PlayStation 5 is very well ahead. And now with the Halo Infinite delay, I can see this be even worse. There's no massive exclusive game that you can only play at the launch on the Xbox Series X, while the PlayStation 5 has a few of them, and maybe even more in the pipeline. Microsoft still has many cards though that they can play, and in this video I want to look at both the launch lineup of the PlayStation 5 and Series X, and also what Microsoft can still do to fight back, or what surprises Sony still has in store. This is the Sunday Your Game Show, episode 17, every Sunday here on the channel, where I go in depth on recent gaming trends and make predictions based on research. I'll of course also answer one of your questions at the end of the video. So a like on the video would be super appreciated, and let's go. Congrats to Billy Hat for winning the Ultimate Edition giveaway. I've sent you an email and we'll send you a code for a game of your choice. I got a new August giveaway going on for a 2020 game of your choice on your platform of choice. So you can enter that via the link in the pinned comment. And you have to be a subscriber of the channel as well before you enter. And many of the big upcoming 2020 games will be part of the next-gen launch lineup. And we already know quite a lot of exclusives for the PlayStation 5 that will be available at the end of the year. Spider-Man Miles Morales will of course take the big spotlight. We actually got a brand new screenshot for that game, thanks to Entertainment Weekly, looking super sharp. And I really like the reflection on the puddle here. Ray tracing seems to be a big deal, of course, for the next-gen consoles, and they seem to demonstrate it here. Godfall will also be a PS5 launch title. We got new footage, of course, during the recent State of Play. I really think it is more fun to play than to watch, because the footage was not that exciting. So hopefully there will be a way to try it before release. Bugsnax, the new game from the Octodad creators, should also be there at launch, and Jet the Far Shore 2, and I might forget one or two indie games. A bigger launch title though that I don't see a lot of people talk about is Bethesda's Deathloop from the Dishonored 1 and 2 creators. It's a PlayStation console exclusive for the launch of the PS5. And we should hear more about it very soon, by the way, likely hinting at a new August or early September PlayStation 5 event that could also reveal more launch games or surprises, and we'll talk about some possibilities in a second. Let's first go over to the Xbox side, because they got Medium as a timed exclusive that looks pretty interesting, and also horror game Scorn should be there at launch. We got this weird teaser trailer for that. The enhanced Tetris effect called Connected that adds multiplayer is also a timed exclusive for Xbox this holiday, and that is really it so far. I would argue that those three big PlayStation 5 games, Spider-Man, Godfall and Deathloop, are of a higher caliber, or at least have more excitement behind them than those three Xbox games. They are really missing Halo this holiday, and I said it on Twitter, I think it's the right call to delay Infinite. It really did not look good, and they need to get this right, otherwise the series will never get close to its former glory, but it will have a significant impact on the Series X sales potential. It's really a massive failure on Microsoft's part. They had 5 years to make a new Halo game, so it could be ready at launch, and there seems to be a lot wrong at 343 that they weren't able to pull this off. And now Microsoft is basically handing Sony a free win, at least for this first holiday period. It's now way harder to justify an Xbox Series X purchase, although Microsoft could make some big announcements to make the console and its launch lineup more appealing. The first thing is price. We had many stories about how Microsoft is waiting for Sony to reveal the price so they could undercut them. Kind of like what Sony did the last time around when they announced that the PS4 would be $100 cheaper. We had similar stories for Sony earlier in the year, but I think that they will bite the bullet first, as they got less to lose, are already in the lead, and want to get those pre-orders in. A French retailer recently leaked the potential prices for the systems, and they seem very possible. So then we got the regular PS5 for €500, so also $500, and then the digital only one for 400. Microsoft could still get below this though. Phil Spencer already said that they would be agile, so likely reactive to Sony's price, and now that they don't have Halo, there might be even more reason to go for a lower price. Let's also not forget that they still have the Xbox Series S that was recently leaked thanks to new controllers that are out there already. There's even like a legit unboxing video on YouTube. It's a white controller, likely indicating that the Series S is white too. And this is a less powerful Series X, still with an SSD, but with less teraflops and just not capable of running games on a very high resolution. And there's now also a possibility that the Series S does not come with a controller to cut that price even lower, because you could of course still use your Xbox One controller, so would not be that big of an issue. And maybe then we're looking at a $250 entry point for next gen. Combine that with maybe a free month of Game Pass and you're good to go right out of the box. And if then also the Xbox Series X, the on paper more powerful console, as we also see in the spec comparison from IGN, turns out to be the cheaper console, then they might win some players too. We also got rumors that they're making playing online games on the Xbox free after removing the 12-month option for Xbox Live. Like, if they announce that, that would be a huge move, making playing on Xbox for maybe third-party games more enticing than on PlayStation 5. But Sony isn't done either though. We should expect some cool exclusive PS5 dashboard features like activities that will let you instantly load specific missions or modes in games from your dashboard. And I can, by the way, confirm that Watch Dogs Legion will have this as well, as was confirmed to me in an interview. So that's just a cool next-gen way to save some time and immediately get into the action thanks to the fast SSD. I have a big prediction that Godfall will be a PlayStation Plus game at the launch of the PlayStation 5. I don't think you can pre-order the game anywhere yet, and they also said the following during that recent State of Play Godfall walkthrough.
We have a few more surprises coming down the road, such as details on loot and progression, and are eager to share more with you on our way to launch this holiday season.
So they are eager to share more on the way they will launch, implying that it will be different than the standard way, like otherwise why is it an announcement, right? It would be awesome and pretty huge to have it as a free PlayStation Plus game at the launch of the PS5, and it would be very beneficial to Godfall 2. Something similar really worked out with Resogun during the PS4 launch, so why not do it with a slightly bigger game this time around? I could see them focus on PS5 benefits for the recently released PS4 exclusives, and let's not forget that we should still get The Last of Us Part 2 multiplayer footage actually recently leaked. So Naughty Dog is working hard on it, and that would be a cool launch release as well. And we of course talked about it last week. We should expect way more third-party exclusives or exclusive content for third-party games. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War will be announced any day now. There are many teasers in Warzone at the moment, and I'm sure that Sony will have some sort of content exclusivity for that title, with maybe an exclusive mode or other content that will only launch on PlayStation, comparable to the exclusive survival mode that they had last year. Call of Duty is bigger than ever, so having the new game with PlayStation exclusive marketing will be huge. And speaking of huge, Phil Spencer from Microsoft teases strong Game Pass news that is still to come. And we got Jeff Grubb, who has been reporting on many rumors that turned out to be true in the past, saying that I am ready to play is everything we need to know about their big announcement. And we already see Thor, like under that, speculate that it might be related to EA Play. EA just changed EA Access to EA Play, so what if the service would combine with Game Pass? Let's not forget that the first platform that EA Access appeared on was on the Xbox. On top of that, we got Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered showing up on Amazon UK for only the Xbox One and the Switch, further hinting at some sort of partnership between both Microsoft and EA. And Jeff Grubb also thinks that Mass Effect Trilogy Remaster might still be coming in 2020. What if Microsoft has some sort of exclusive deal with that too, and that it might also be coming to Game Pass? Let's not forget that the first Mass Effect was first only available on the Xbox. But even with the Halo delay, Microsoft could still do some things to make the Series X more appealing. I just noted some rumors here that could be true. They themselves said that the Series X will be launching in November. And going back to that leaked controller, because that said do not open till November 6th, implying that that is likely when those new consoles are coming out, and that would likely be before the PlayStation 5. I expect that in like the 2nd or 3rd week of November. So another tactic for Microsoft, I guess. But in the end, it will of course be about the games, and looking at the Microsoft lineup, all those titles are still very far away. While after an amazing 2020, Sony could just say, hey, this is our 2021 lineup. Every few months you get an amazing, massive title, and then continue their dominance. Interesting times. We should hear about it soon. The price right. Time is running out. Late August, early September. That is when we likely get those answers. I will keep you up to date here. And of course, I'm curious to hear what you are more leaning towards. Series X or PS5 or maybe both. Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, at the end of every Sunday video, I want to answer one of your questions that you leave in the comments. So please, if you have questions, drop them down and then I might answer them in the next Sunday video. And this week it's from Anas, who asked when I think we will see the God of War sequel announcement. And it's really a matter of when and not of if. Of course they're doing a God of War sequel, and it will totally help sell the PlayStation 5. If you know that a new God of War game is coming, then you're more inclined to buy the new system, of course. But on the other hand, why reveal it now? Looking at the Microsoft lineup, now the Halo delay, they might want to hold on to the announcement as well for when Microsoft, for example, reveals the Initiative game, right? They have this big studio with a ton of talent working on a massive AAA game. Maybe Sony could use God of War to kind of counter that at some point next year. So the answer is, it could really be both ways. It could really be during this price reveal at the end of August or early September to soften the blow. Maybe the console is more expensive than $500. I don't think that will be the case, but having that announcement with a God of War will of course make things a little better. But overall, I'm more leaning towards next year. The PlayStation 5 will sell out in the first few months anyways. So why do you need this God of War announcement, right? They might announce some smaller games, but you might want to hold on to God of War to get some excitement again next year. But I'm curious to hear your take, of course, in the comments down below. When we know more about the PlayStation 5 lineup, the new exclusive games, I'll of course report it here on the channel, so subscribe to miss nothing. A like on the video would really help me out. And don't check out my previous video on the Sony strategy and how that's pretty dirty or shady or however you want to call it. But it's still smart, it's really smart. For now though, I will speak to you next time and goodbye.